La vida es ahora. The life is just right now.
Welcome to 10-Minute Travels. With me as always is Phil Freeman.
And with me, as always, is Shane Patrick. And tonight, our guest is Ayleen Martinez.
Let's get right to it, shall we? When you're in your tent, say it's a bad weather or you're not traveling, what do you do? Do you bring books with you? How do you entertain yourself when you're not on your motorcycle? When you're not on your motorcycle?
I always play music. Play music, yeah. And yeah, that's really important because I'm from South America. In South America, the music, it's very important. Dance. So I always play music. And it's very important for a lot of time. I was sleepy on the road. So when I play music, it's okay. And I always miss my language. For example, I'm almost 3 months in the United States and I always miss speaking Spanish, for example. But you can try play music in Spanish, for example. Mm-hmm. And you can practice your English like right now. That is no good. So, but entertainment. I bought a book, interesting book in Mexico about value the present life, the present moment. And it's very important. So I'm writing a book in this trip. Maybe I finish in 1 year more. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting about bad things, good things, all life, really, with all the mixers. Yeah, and at night in my tent, I'm writing and play music. Maybe that's all. Because when you are traveling for a long time, you get used to be alone. And entertainment, it's yourself.
And how long did that take you? To 2 months, 5 months before you were comfortable just with that amount of time by yourself? Because that's not a normal thing for...
No, I think that 3 months.
Okay.
That was the magic.
3 months and then...
3 lunar cycles.
Yeah. It's like all the things. At the beginning it's hard, but then now I have to go back, for example, to my country because this trip finished in 1 month. So it's difficult to me think about go back to the normal life. Uh-huh. But in this moment, I think that this is the normal life. And for example, the routine, it's a normal life. But I have to go back and I have to work for 6 months and then follow my trip for all around the world because I decide that. But it's hard go back to the routine. Sleep all the nights in the same place. I can't imagine that. Well, and it will be difficult. So a lot of another travelers always says, when you go back, you have to think about in a new project and maintain your brain occupied in a new project. And my new project in this moment is my book. Writing my book, and I will put a lot of pictures and on my fan page and Facebook, Instagram. I want to share my trip and inspire to another people to travel. That it's not so difficult. I'm very small. I'm 33 and I'm 1 meter and 55 centimeters. Yeah.
5'4"?
I don't know. But I'm very small. I I almost can put my foot on the floor with my motorcycle. But I can, and you can. If I can, anyone can.
We touched on something that I thought was interesting earlier before we turned on record. And it was about 3 things that cost in order to...
Do you mean back in the green room?
Yeah. 3 things that cost in order to do this trip. And you mentioned there's 3 costs in life. Tell us about that.
Yes. Always in life, always have a price. I don't know exactly the translation, but you can't have all the things that you want, but you can be who you want to be. I don't know, is the translation okay? Yeah? And all the things have a price. You have to pay in money, in cash, farewells. I don't know, despedidas, farewells.
Yeah, goodbyes.
Say goodbye. And time of life, like working a lot of time. Yeah?
Time.
But you have a price, always. And a lot of people, many people saw my life like the perfect life. And yeah, I like it. But I had to take decisions, and very important, very hard decisions. It's not always enjoy the trip you have in the beginning. You have to take decision. That is the most important and the most hard thing in a trip. The money sometimes come in, sometimes go out, and it's a medium. I don't know, but the decisions, your perspective is unique. It's only, and the present, it's just right now. So I'm living my time. In Spanish, the sentences is la vida es ahora. The life is just right now.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
Wow, it's a good question, because I'm another person. The Ayleen that go back to Chile, it's not the same. And I can talk just about this present. In this present, I won't follow my trip. I thought that my trip just was to America, but now I can. I want to travel around the world. Maybe next year I'll be preparing my trip to Europe, and I want to apply a project to go to Africa, like dentist. I'm dentist, and maybe if I can get a sponsor, or I'll be Colgate, I don't know. If I can do in my life the mix of travel and to do my profession, my job, that it's a perfect life. It's the perfect balance to do what you want and to do what you have to do. And the word is trascender. I don't know how.
Transcend.
Yeah, I think the most important in your life is transcend.
To transcend.
To transcend. Yeah, a lot of people transcend in the children's, the boy, the hijos.
Yeah, your children.
The children's. I don't know if I'm going to be pregnant in the future, but I can transcend in another perspective of the life. maybe in a book, in stories. But I think that it's the most important, the life transcended. In my trip, my English teacher in Chile one day say a picture. Hi, Ayleen, how are you? Oh, I'm okay, United States. Can you help me with? Oh, okay, Ayleen, but I'm not working now. What happened? I will send you a picture. He sent a picture without hair. Ayleen, I'm cancer.
Oh,
And he's 33, like me. I'm cancer. I will die. It's horrible, the cancer, because it's a lymphatic cancer. It's
lymphatic.
very aggressive.
Goes everywhere.
One day without cancer, one day with cancer. How? Genetic. You don't know. Always people think about the future. Oh, I have to be a big house. I don't know, a big car. But you don't know if you will be alive in 10 years, in 5 minutes. In my work, I just have to stay 13 years and I go back to home with a lot of money because I'm retired in the army. Like officer, I was captain. But who said you will live for 13 years? I don't know. I was dentist for the veterans, the retired, and I always talk with them. Never anybody did that they wanted when I was younger. Never. No, so I wanted, but I was married and daughter, children, and then I don't know, always an excuse. But they never did that they wanted. So I say, okay, go back, goodbye, because this is my moment. I want to do the things just right now. And my father always said, the worst that can be happen, it's not that you don't have money, you are old. No, the worst, it's then you don't want to do that. Oh no, really, I have the money, I have time, but I don't like motorcycles. No, I just want ride. That's the worst. You have to do the thing that you really want now, because that in this moment you want. Maybe in 5 years more, I want painting on the wall, pictures, and I will do that, because that is the present in that moment. That I have to live all the sensation, the emotion now. Maybe in 5 years I don't have motorcycle. I don't know. I can say about the future, because that did not exist. Doesn't exist. It's just in my mind.
Dentist, motorcyclist, philosopher,
captain, live in the now, inspirator.
And she wanted to buy your school bus.
You're out on that, Captain. I think this has been a fantastic episode of 10 Minute Travels.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
You are a true inspiration. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That was Ayleen Martinez. If you want to learn more about Ayleen or listen to more 10-Minute Travels, please check us out at 10minutetravels.com.
And we definitely want to remind you to make sure that your sense of humor matches your sense of adventure.